What's up guys, my name's Diachronic, your host here on this Destiny video, and today we're going to be talking about the new Destiny 2 information that we received recently. Actually, let's just call it a frickin' bombshell. If you can check down in the description down below, you'll find a Kotaku article that talks about how well-known industry people from both Activision as well as a couple other studios are talking about Destiny 2 being a 2017 release. Now, this was released by a couple of people who were at Activision, like I said before. You can check in the article down below, and this is said to be a complete overhaul of Destiny. In this video, I'm going to be talking about what they said is going to be in there, and I also want to hear what you guys want to see from Destiny 2 because I have a ton of ideas. One of them involve a segue, and I just pulled that out of my hat because it sounded cool to say. The first bit of information that we can find here on the article is that Destiny 2 will be on PC. Now this is actually kind of a bombshell in itself because a whole new community of players will now be able to play on the PC version of Destiny. This opens up also the competitiveness of Destiny 2 to many of the other MMORPGs that have dominated the PC space that the console space have never really had. That might have been one reason that Destiny was actually doing so well, because it's a space that wasn't actually competed with this genre. Now entering on the PC, a lot of questions come up. Are there going to be cross-platform playing, like having PS4 players being able to play with PC players? Lots of Xbox players want to play with PlayStation players, mostly because we want to know who's best. Yes, we all know who's best, but we want to prove it on the play. None of the article actually says stuff about that, but this is something I wanted to extrapolate on. A lot of things are becoming cross-platform, from, Paragon to a couple of other games that completely... I said multiple games and I only had one game on mind, okay, so sue me, but I think this might be really interesting. But throughout the article, there are a lot of other things. They talk about more expansive open world areas. Instead of having to travel between places like in the Director, there might be a connection between outposts in the middle of the open world areas. There are other things that they talk about, like more populated areas. On Destiny, it's very underpopulated in my opinion. Maybe that's the constraints of console works, but it felt like within Vision there was only up to 8 people at all times in the random patrol. Maybe inside of a mission you can have 16 people at all times, but for the most part you go on patrol, there's not a ton of people there. You don't have to worry about going around people. Most of the time you just go straight through and just hope they keep missing, because they mostly do. And this article talks about how they're planning to make these environments a lot more populated by enemies, which I think is freaking awesome. Not only that, I hope they make it really difficult, because Patrol is kind of a pushover, and I'd love to see Patrol just become like, certain places just become like a hell zone, and I would love to see that. There's a lot of other information in this article that talks about how in April, according to several sources, Bungie had staff reorganization. Basically, people are moving from working on Destiny 1 to working on Destiny 2. I think some 700 people have moved over to working on the next Destiny. Obviously I have to do it a long time ahead of time. People like Luke Smith, one of the executive producers, and Mark Noseworthy, especially respectively the director and executive producer on Destiny 2, and this means that shit is going down, baby. Now this is from a very trusted and respectable source, but it is not definitive that this is happening, but to be honest, it's a likely stepping stone. Lastly, I would like to talk about what exactly Destiny 2 means. Taken King was kind of like a big update to the game. It was a large DLC that fixed a lot of small issues in Destiny, but overall there's a lot of big things that they wanted to change that they couldn't, because that would literally change the game throughout the whole thing. For example, in Destiny 2, there might be a whole set of new classes. There will be no more Titan, Warlock, and Hunter. There might be a whole new set of things with all new subclasses. Maybe the subclasses won't even be a thing. Maybe there'll be a different hierarchy of things in Destiny 2, a whole set of new things that will happen. That begs the question, what happens to all of our progress? Thousands of hours. I have nearly 2,000 hours on Destiny, on just the Xbox. And are all those hours going to be for not just left in the wayside? Are we going to get bonuses for having played Destiny 1? Maybe I get special cosmetic items, maybe special ships, maybe I get a boost in the beginning. I'm not sure what they're going to give us. Most likely we're going to get something, but I cannot promise anything as of just yet. So overall, I'm very, very excited for what Destiny 2 has to offer. Me personally, I don't mind if all of our characters get dumped and we get a new, fresh start to a new universe. I mean, we do this every single year with Call of Duty and we're having a blast, leveling up from nothing, going up to max prestige. I think this is a big stepping stone for, you know, Destiny's future, and I'm actually really excited. I can't wait for the new things, because honestly, every time they do a DLC in Destiny, they get better. They figure out some shit and they get better. And with Destiny 2, they basically say, hey, instead of trying to mold the statue that's already there or add clay to it, we get a whole new set of clay that we get to mold, and you know, all this stuff, and we can make this shit just mind-blowing. They've also had talks about focusing on Saturn and Mars and the Cabal and all that stuff, and I cannot wait, because I have been waiting for a Cabal DLC forever. I mean, we started off with Vex in the beginning, we've had a couple of Fallen, I might add, we've had a couple of Fallen, we've had a couple of Hive. Everybody knows the Taken King was just Hive. Everybody knows this. The Taken are just redones of everybody, and it was mostly just Hive. And the Cabal have not had enough light on it. I know Taken King was kind of Cabal-y, but I would like to assault the Emperor on Mars. You know, I want to attack this giant strong fort, stronghold and fort to fight the Emperor Cabal. These turtle people will go down if it's the last thing we do, Guardians. It's gonna be a whole lot of fun. Lastly, I want to ask you guys what you want to see from Destiny 2. There's tons of things that we can do. You know, there's a certain standard that we understand in Destiny. We understand the light system. We understand what armor means. We understand what a certain weapon means. You know, all the scout rifles look relatively the same. The hand cannons look all relatively the same. Who's to say in Destiny 2 there's gonna be auto rifles? Who's to say there's gonna be burst rifles? Maybe they're gonna be called something different. Who's to say maybe guns can always switch whatever it is? There could be a plethora of random things all over the scape of knowledge. There could be LMGs in the game. There could be automatic snipers. There could be cannons and fusion rifles. There's so many things that they can do and add to the game to make it crazy and ridiculous. There might be a new grapple system, maybe quick play, quick buttons. What are those things called? Quick time events. There might be tons of things. What do you guys want to see from Destiny 2 that's not in Destiny, or what do you want to see stay in Destiny 2 from Destiny? Let me know in the comments down below what you think of all this. Make sure you guys read that article, because they're better at speaking than I am. And honestly, I feel like I should have just read this article verbatim, because it's beautiful. Anyways, that's gonna be a video for you guys today. Hope you guys did enjoy, and if you did like it, make sure you like down below, because it really helps out. And of course, subscribe for more Destiny content in the future. I cannot wait for Destiny 2. I know we just got into Rising of Iron, and I'm not even close to the max light level, but I'm really excited for Destiny 2. I'm pumped. It's a bombshell drop, and I'm super excited. Anyways, I've been your host, Diachronic. Hope you guys did enjoy, and we'll see you guys over on the next time.